At 78, I've learned something devastating that nobody warned me about when I was young, and it's going to change how you see your entire life. For 6 decades, I believed being exceptional meant never disappointing anyone. My spouse, my kids, everyone around me. I equated sacrifice with devotion. I mistook exhaustion for virtue. Every single belief was backwards. Here's what consumed 60 years, attempting flawlessness in every role. Model spouse, model parent, model everything. The reward? Bone-deep fatigue, bitterness I couldn't name, an existence that belonged to strangers, not me. Then, 7 years back, my world shattered. My husband passed away. 4 decades together, then nothing. For the first time since youth, I faced complete solitude. The terror was overwhelming. Not simply because I grieved, though grief came, but because standing alone, I realized something horrifying. I couldn't identify myself anymore. My entire adult existence had been defined by relationships, wife to someone, mother to someone, helper to everyone. But stripped of those labels, who remained? What brought me genuine joy? These questions had no answers. That emptiness terrified me more than death itself. Let me transport you backwards. 22 years old, walking down the aisle. The year was 1968. Society operated differently then. Women faced barriers you don't encounter today. Or perhaps we simply accepted limitations as unchangeable truths. Mother's wisdom echoed constantly. Secure a solid husband. Everything else becomes irrelevant. So I married him. Decent man. Reliable provider. I transformed into the ideal wife. Cooking, cleaning, child-rearing, career support, smiling on cue, silence when expected. The peculiar thing? I wasn't miserable, not overtly. My children filled me with love. Certain moments brought contentment. Yet beneath everything, this persistent whisper questioned, is this everything? Nothing more exists? I silenced that whisper for 4 decades straight. At 35, education called to me. Literature had always captivated my imagination. Teaching felt like destiny. But my husband explained impossibility. Financial constraints. Children requiring attention. Perhaps later, he promised. So I postponed dreams. Children grew up. I raised the topic again, but retirement planning dominated his thoughts. His aging parents needed assistance, maybe several years later. I postponed again. 55 arrived. His parents departed this world. I thought, finally, my moment arrives. But our daughter's marriage crumbled. Grandchildren needed stability. How could selfish desires matter when family crisis demanded everything? I postponed once more. Then 71 came. He died. Nobody remained to postpone for any more. Here's the truth society conceals about womanhood, particularly my generation's experience. We absorbed lessons about noble self-erasure. Prioritizing everyone else equaled goodness. Our value derived from endless giving, never from intrinsic worth. It's poison. Beautiful, seductive poison. Because here's reality I discovered too late. Empty vessels cannot nourish others. You cannot authentically love outward when you've abandoned loving yourself. You cannot distribute everything and expect anything remaining. I gave endlessly. When my husband died, mirrors reflected strangers. She appeared exhausted, ancient, sorrowful, completely unfamiliar. That first year post-death, I drifted aimlessly, waking to purposelessness. Nobody needing meals, nobody requiring service. 6 decades of identity wrapped inside other people's needs. Then something shifted. 18 months later, I discovered a letter he'd written before marriage. His words described my intellect, my curiosity, his excitement, witnessing my future accomplishments. I collapsed holding that letter, tears streaming. Because that young woman he'd loved, I'd buried her. Not suddenly, gradually, systematically, year after year. Dreams shelved. I convinced myself this meant selflessness. Reality? I was vanishing. That moment sparked my decision. 72 years old. I decided it wasn't finished. Community college enrollment, literature courses, art history, philosophy, everything I'd craved studying. Oldest student present, but shame never touched me. For the first time in decades, vitality returned. Travel began. Small journeys initially. Destinations I'd always imagined. It felt magnificent. Saying no started. This proved hardest. Children calling. Sorry, I'm committed elsewhere. Friends issuing invitations to unwanted events. No thank you. And you know what happened? The world continued rotating. People adapted. I felt liberated. 78 now. I finally understand my identity. Not someone's wife, not someone's mother. Simply me. A woman passionate about literature and art. Someone enjoying solitude. Traveling freely. Saying no when meaning no. Yes when meaning yes. But here's the heartbreak. I squandered immeasurable time. 60 years performing who I thought I should become instead of who I wanted to be. 60 years positioning myself last. 60 years shrinking to accommodate everyone else's expansion. Those years are irretrievable. So let me share what I desperately wish someone had told me at 20, at 30, at 40. Desiring dreams doesn't make you selfish. Wanting personal fulfillment doesn't make you selfish. Refusing requests doesn't make you selfish. Prioritizing self-care doesn't make you selfish. You believe time stretches infinitely ahead. You think later, after children mature, after retirement, when chaos subsides. But chaos never subsides. Another reason always surfaces. Another person always needs you. Another obligation always emerges. Suddenly, you're 70, having never lived for yourself. Not once. Don't repeat my mistakes. Don't wait for authorization to inhabit your own existence. That authorization never arrives. Nobody grants permission to be yourself. Nobody announces, your turn now. You must seize it. You must claim it. Want education? Enroll. Don't wait for kids aging or schedules clearing. Do it immediately. Want career changes? Change. Don't wait for perfect timing or sufficient savings or universal approval. Do it immediately. In a relationship that diminishes you, leave. Don't stay because you've invested years or because loneliness terrifies you or because you believe it's too late for fresh starts. It's never too late. Never. Your life isn't rehearsal. This is everything. Your only chance. Every day spent living for others is a day stolen from yourself. I know your thoughts. But family? Responsibilities? Being decent? I'm telling you, decency and boundaries coexist. Loving family and having personal life coexist. Fulfilling responsibilities and pursuing dreams coexist. Actually, you'll excel as mother, wife, daughter, friend when living authentically. Because resentment cannot fuel generosity. You cannot love others while resenting yourself for abandoned dreams. My generation's women learned smallness, learned accommodation, learned peacekeeping, learned invisibility. We executed perfectly. So perfectly, we disappeared entirely. But you don't have to. You possess choices we lacked. You possess opportunities we lacked. Don't waste them chasing perfection. Don't waste them pleasing everyone. Because here's truth. Universal approval is impossible. Someone always perceives selfishness. Someone always feels disappointed. Someone always demands more. but only your opinion truly matters. Can you meet your mirror reflection with pride? Not from others' benefits, not from sacrifice quantity, but because you're living genuinely. I observe young women today repeating my mistakes, agreeing when meaning no, postponing dreams for partners or children or parents, contracting themselves into someone else's definition of womanhood. I want to shake them. I want to shout, "Stop! Stop!" immediately. Your dreams matter. Your voice matters. You matter. Not because of what you provide others, but because you exist. 72 years to learn that lesson. 72 years realizing I deserved space. Realizing I deserved desires. Realizing I deserved choosing myself. Don't take 72 years. Learn it today, this instant, this breath. Your younger self depends on you. Your older self will thank you. 78 years old. Living for myself only 6 years. 6 years from 78. And these 6 years? The absolute best of my existence. Happier at 78 than at 30. More authentic than ever before. Finally, liberated. But I'd surrender anything to reclaim those 40 years. Starting self-directed living at 35 instead of 72. Saying no when meaning no. Pursuing dreams upon first spark. Taking space instead of shrinking. You still have time. Abundant time. But only if you start now. Only if you stop waiting for permission. Only if you stop positioning yourself last. Your life is happening this moment. Not later. Not when easier. Not when everyone else is handled. Now. What will you do with it? Will you live it for yourself? Or will you wake up at 78, realizing you spent everything living for everyone else? The choice is yours. But make it now, because time doesn't wait. Neither should you. If this resonates, please share it. Not for me. For every woman postponing dreams. Every woman thinking wanting more equals selfishness. Every woman waiting for permission to live. Permission is granted. Now go live. And if this message touched you, please hit that like button and let me know in the comments. SAGECAST is here to share these truths that change lives. What will you stop postponing today?